Well, we try to give you all the disclaimer. This is an adult show.
Yeah.
But we decided, it's been a long day. We're tired.
We at home.
Yeah, we're just trying to relax. So we're not going to do the falling asleep thing because, we couldn't stand up because we don't have any bottoms on. Check it out. Ah, gotcha.
Y'all nasty.
Y'all thought y'all were gonna see something y'all didn't see. Look at that.
Just ridiculous.
Y'all just nasty. Gotcha. I have a confession. I got another woman pregnant.
I have a confession too. I got pregnant by another man. This was before we married. Yeah. So for all of you who are here, because
no, I'm sorry. This is before we married each other. We were married.
Yeah. First, let's clear that up.
Yeah. Well, what y'all think we was out in the streets hoeing?
Yeah, no, it's not like that. So basically, this episode, this conversation today is around like blended families and the fact that both of us had kids before we
married each other.
We married each other, and so
we kind of got into it a little bit on our first episode, but we didn't want to go too far. But it's a touchy thing when you bring kids into a marriage. You're always worried in the beginning of a marriage if the other person's going to treat your kid fairly and decent, and lovingly and stuff like that. So it's always a risk. Everything in life is a risk anyway. But you're always very wary when it comes to your children being around other people anyway.
That's so true. And if you remember, if you watched episode 1, then
did you watch episode 1?
First of all, then go back.
If you didn't,
there's going to be a little thing right now that's going to circulate
right
and let you go back and watch episode 1. But for those of you who have seen episode 1,
continuing on,
we both had kids coming into this relationship, and that was intentional. And so I think the thing is, it's like you have that like story in your head. You're like, we're gonna get married, then we're gonna travel a little bit. We're gonna get to know each other before we have kids, and alhamdulillah, that works out for some people who get married and then, they're able to wait around. Yeah, wait. He said it like this ain't the dream, but whatever. But that was not our situation. Right. So we didn't have like
the honeymoon
phase. Yeah.
It was getting straight to work.
Yeah, we came in with it, and we had kids from like 2 to 16, 15 at the time.
Yeah, I don't like to talk about that because we don't like to date ourselves.
Right.
Because we're still very young and vibrant people.
Yeah, we were young. We were about that old when we had our kids. Right. Joking. Stop it. Anyway, so it was definitely an experience, and so our adjustment to blended life. So our courtship, our whole internet spousing to the marriage, to our first marriage where we got married at home was about 6 months.
Yeah.
And then we had our wedding 6 months later.
Right.
And so during that process, like we were getting to know each other, but then we were also having to get to know, not
each
having to, but getting to
adjust to each other's children, and and trying to get the children to be comfortable in the surroundings they were in with other people. Kids are much more resilient than we are. We've been here, alhamdulillah, for the time that we've been here, and we get stuck in our ways. But kids, man, they're malleable, which is also a lot of the reasons why you need to protect them, because they're very malleable.
That's true.
But it's a good thing as long as you're doing good things with it.
That's true. And I think the other thing is, it's like, we know situations,
arise or present themselves,
or just things that have happened to other people, to us, you know, when we were kids. And so trusting someone around our kids was like, we was watching each other.
Oh yeah.
We were like, it was not like a free for all.
Nah.
We were turning.
We just drop in and all of a sudden everything was all good. It wasn't nothing. It was nothing like that.
No.
We were it was keeping the kids close. You know, watching, listening. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Observing, spying,
but
eavesdropping.
But part of the conversations that we have had is like, I think being able to watch each other with our own kids made us feel comfortable with watching the other one with our kids too. Indeed. And so it was like, and I feel like that also goes back to like why it's important, or it's not a preference to marry someone with kids when you have kids, because a lot of times when you're marrying somebody, you're trying to figure out, are they going to be a good father? Are they going to be a good mom? And you can't really know that until you see them.
Kids. Right, exactly. So
that auntie love is amazing, right? And it does show you some things, but having a kid 24/7 is a totally different
whole
experience.
Thing. See, until you've done that, you ain't been in the war yet. You know what I'm saying? You just been observing the war. You got to get in there. You know what I'm saying? Get your hands dirty, get stuck in the mud, pull your boots out and stuff. That's parenthood, okay?
Okay.
Nah, but honestly, for real, your parents out there, y'all feel me on that. It's a real thing, right?
Yeah,
like you're dealing with some new stuff every time. And no child is the same. They all have their different quirks and different all that stuff, man. So you gotta be on your own point.
Yeah.
Because they'll catch you off guard. You'd be like, what the hell is that?
Yeah, they do. And so it's like it was important, I think, for us to like really blend as a family and try to like establish those individual relationships.
And it definitely took time.
Yeah.
It didn't happen overnight. Even though, like I said, we were loving towards each other in every way, it still took some time for that adjustment. When I say time, I'm not talking about weeks, I'm not talking about months, I'm talking about years.
And it wasn't linear. It was like, like it started off like good, and then like we hit like a low, and then it went back good. And I guess that's like relationships in general.
Indeed.
Like you go through your highs and lows, and like a relationship with children is no different.
No different.
In that way. But I think the important thing was being intentional about like trying to establish that relationship and trying to spend time with like his kid, like me trying to spend time with them, and then him trying to spend time, with mine. So that we would know, like, okay, this is something that we want to make. It's important to us.
Indeed. Especially our children were coming from other situations just like we were, and they also were aware of some things, and they had to learn how to trust things just as much as we did, So they were going into different. They were from, like you said, we were in different states at the time, so they were adjusting to that just like we were.
That's so true.
New schools, new situations, new surroundings, So it was, like I said, it was a lot of times it was really touch and go, with especially with me and my son, and it just was with me and my son. It was like I said, it was just so many changes happening all at once, and it was so nerve wracking.
Yeah.
But with this lady here, she was phenomenal, and because we were in her neck of the woods, so she really helped out showing us where to be, how to be, where not to go, where we can go. She helped. She just was like a really big part of the equation that helped us to settle in the new environment.
Yeah, I feel like it was really important to be that though, because I know y'all like moved. Like I hadn't experienced that at that time. I had never like lived outside of like a 2-hour radius from where I grew up, and so like if my car broke down, then my dad could come up or whatever. Like I was in my element, and so for me, like getting, we were getting to know each other. I wanted to make sure that they felt comfortable to the point where they didn't have to ask if they were uncomfortable. It was just like, here you go, here's your comfort, like so it was always there.
Yeah, so so she made it easy to do that. When I was working, at work at the time, she would come and come over and offer to to visit with me. If
bring the kids.
Exactly, bring the kids. So it was just we'd ride together. We'd go to like she was running. She was doing an open mic night thing, and we'd go to that together. Just spending time in different areas doing different things, and it made such a difference because I was able to see her and she was still standoffish now. Don't get me to it. She was still like she had her lips zipped the whole night. She only asked me a few questions.
We gotta get over this. We don't need to talk about this anymore.
I'm just saying, that was part of the situation, though.
But anyway,
she was quiet as all get out, y'all. I mean, seriously.
Moving on.
I didn't know what to think.
Are you done? Anyway, so I think the other thing that was super helpful for us is like we're big kids too, and so like our house is just like even now it's just like
a den of laughter.
That's a really good way of describing it. I was gonna say like a zoo, but I think
it's more like a circus.
Sometimes I feel like I'm the only adult around here.
Oh, word. Okay. No problem.
I'm joking. I'm a big kid
too.
No
problem.
There ain't no adults here. We don't have no adults. There's no adults in this house.
Well, we're adults when we need to be, and it's such a pain in the butt to be that. Mm-hmm. We don't like doing it.
Yeah. But as you can see, like we play a lot, and it's like like to have fun, and I think that was important. Like when we were building a relationship with the kids and stuff like that, is trying to find those different ways to connect, and I think we connect as a family through laughter, telling jokes. They like to scare each other, and I don't play those games.
Yes, she does.
I don't play those games.
I play it with her. She don't know she plays.
I get very upset because I don't play those games.
And who cares? It's still funny.
He still does it, obviously. But anyway, so so moving on to my note card. So like, what's it like basically being a step parent? I first of all rejected that title because I'm not old enough.
I don't feel like a step parent anyway. Oh, my bad. But what I have to say is so much more important. No, go ahead.
Well, you just go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say that I reject the title of step parent because I don't feel like I'm old enough to be anybody's stepmom.
I don't know why she said that though.
It's also because I love like fairy tales and Disney, and the evil stepmother is always like a thing, and so I think
the shoe fits weird, right?
Whatever. So I always try really hard not to be like the evil stepmother, and also like just to I feel like my bonus kids, they have moms, like biologically or just whatever, and so I feel like I had a rare opportunity to be their friend in a lot of ways, and that role has like changed and shifted like throughout, because depending on the situation, there have been times where I was more of like a mother figure, and
sometimes less of one, more of a friend,
right?
But still, and she shifts through those roles effortlessly. She whatever comes natural, she just does it, and even whether it's right or wrong, she still does it. I mean, and I don't mean to say that in a funny way, but we're all learning.
Yeah.
And and like I said, y'all, don't get it. We don't ever want y'all to feel like that things was just good, man. It was some stuff going on.
Yeah.
It ain't just been no easy trip now.
No, it's not.
Now,
and I think part of our situation is trying to figure out like what to say.
I was talking. Let's mess right quick. But see, she did it to me though, right? Okay, go ahead.
No, you can continue.
Go ahead. Nah, but for real. But it's we've had some rocky times,
For sure.
Yeah, and a lot of them you all will find out about in later episodes. That's right.
Yeah, but so today we're talking about like just the blended familyness of everything.
But as we've grown, I mean, literally, there's no step. We don't feel like nothing stepped. There's no stepping on anything in here except going upstairs and stepping on that. I'm sorry, that was a bad joke.
That was
I apologize. I tried. You feel me? Okay. Now.
I'm sorry, y'all. That was horrible. That was so bad I might take it out.
Don't you start editing my stuff.
Sorry.
Oh, she want to start that? No problem. Yeah.
Anyway. But what he's saying is true though, because it's like in certain situations, like I know like his kids will come and tell me stuff sometimes before they'll tell him.
Yeah.
And then vice versa.
Yep.
And it's just like the relationships that we've built. And then I'm sitting here telling him stuff about his kids.
Right. I'm like, what the hell?
He doesn't know.
How you know that?
but I mean it just speaks to like the relationships that we've built. And I think, like if somebody is watching this and they're like, girl, tell me what your secret is, because I'm struggling with on the stepmom tip and stuff. I think it really depends. My advice would just be to like spend time and like find commonality and stuff. Like one of the things that I love doing with his daughter is we just watch like our girly movies together, like, and then we just sit there and we talk and we like, and he can't.
I just go to another room.
I don't
have a problem with that,
But we just have like the best time. It's like
I'm just not a part of that situation.
She's like
I'm
my
okay
girlfriend.
With that.
Like basically, it's just like, and then the opposite happens with the boys. Like
right.
A lot of times, I will just be like, y'all getting on my nerves,
and we'd be like, okay, we'll find another room,
and I will happily. So there's just like a lot that goes on there. And then I guess the other thing is like, so when we met, we both were in very difficult places in our lives, and we both like connected on the fact that we didn't want any more kids.
Yes. Don't you say, yeah.
I mean,
once some things can be traumatic for you, and as beautiful as having children is, it can in bad situations make things even more difficult.
Yeah.
Choose wisely. Choose wisely, people. Choose wisely.
Say it again.
Choose wisely, my son, my daughter, whoever.
Everybody
choose wisely.
Out there in whoever's watching this.
Yes.
And
vet everything. Find out as much as you can find out, but choose wisely.
Everybody's different. Every situation is different. But it was always my feeling that I wouldn't have kids before like 2 years at least in a marriage, because she's just kind of like you're getting to know each other, and there may be things that kind of show up, and you decide at that point, kids are for the lifetime. Like that's a long haul situation, and it's just like with each of our kids, there is.
The scenario is this: you have kids with someone who eventually you don't want to be around. You don't want to hear from them. You don't want to see them, but you all have a child.
Yes.
So guess what? Doesn't matter what you want.
Right. And then
you're going to be seeing from them.
Yeah.
Hearing from them. Seeing them, hearing from them, and a slew of other things.
And rightfully so. I mean, of course,
yeah.
You're the kids' parents, but Lord, I tell you, there's bitterness, and a lot of hurt people, resentment, and stuff like that. Like comes out of like a separation, divorce, and situation like that, and
even creative storytelling that comes into play as well. Alternative facts. Yes, that happens as well.
Nah, but it does.
Yes.
And let's not even go down the road of court. We will talk about there will have to be probably like a 2-part episode to talk about all the damn court proceedings. I
don't think I should be a part of that show, because there's going to be a lot of expertise coming out.
We might just have to go ahead and rate that like for real mature.
Yes.
Because let's just say at one point in my life, I was thinking about writing a book called Living in the Courthouse.
And I was going to write a book called Killing in the Courthouse.
Why you gotta watch what you say, man. You saying stuff like that.
Anyway.
I don't even know how to recover from that.
There's no way to recover. Nobody died, right?
Nobody died.
So we're okay.
Exactly. Anyway, moving on. So we're not talking about none of that today. Today we're just talking about the blended family. Right. And so like I said, we both met and felt like we didn't want to have any more kids, basically. Right. We both agreed on that. I feel like over time, like our hearts have softened.
Yes. But it doesn't matter now. Because I'm infertile. I'm just playing. I honestly don't know.
I mean, I think Allah knows best.
Yes,
basically.
I know Allah knows best. So we don't know whatever Allah says, then that's what goes.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, regardless of what that is. So,
I'm pretty old now too, so there's
yeah,
that.
she's pretty old.
I'm old.
I like older women. What can I say?
You definitely don't want to go there. You do not. Okay? I will put you out there.
First of all, I'm already out there. She ain't put me nowhere, y'all.
Anyway, so I think for the most part, that's like, that's it. You know that is lip gloss. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. Those were the things that we wanted to talk about today. Mm-hmm. And you have any closing thoughts before I close this out?
Yes. Choose wisely.
We're laughing, but we're dead ass serious.
Yes, for real.
Because
listen,
once it's done, it can't be undone. It's permanent. It's like you can hop in and out of a marriage, but you damn sure cannot
hop in and out of parenthood.
Hop in and out of parenthood. Some people choose to, but
yes, or they try to.
Yeah. So, but for real though, like you have to think about your kids. You have to think about just think about your kids and your future kids and stuff like that.
And also think about your life, because it's not going to be, if you're tied up in a situation like that, it's not going to be rose gardens. No. But it will be rose gardens, but you'll be underneath the pretty part. You'll be hanging around the thorns. That was a damn good analogy.
It was okay.
But we out, y'all. I think that's all we got for today.
Yeah, we're out.
All right.
But before we leave really quick, I just wanted to thank you all for your support on our first video.
Yes.
Please continue to watch, like, share, and just let us know how you feel about all of this, because there's a lot more to come. He just gave you like a little taste of the musical aspect. That was completely random. I'm just gonna go with it.
Whatever.
But yeah, so we definitely have a lot more that we plan to come with, but we really just appreciate it. So don't forget to subscribe.
Thanks, everybody.
And that's it.
We'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Inshallah. Peace.